I have never seen this much unity amongst the Raptors fan base to be so negative about one performance in maybe my entire time covering the Raptors, other than like huge games like the play-in tournament loss to the Bulls. Like for a regular season game to drum up this much disdain for the team is truly incredible. And it was a very poor performance against the Dallas Mavericks and a little bit spilled over from the Milwaukee Bucks. But there are some, even though it's early, there are some very, very bad signs for this Raptors team that need to be addressed by the team and that we need to address here. Now, again, we're 3 games in. We've got a lot of games to go. There are 79 games remaining in the NBA season, okay? We've got loads of time to sort this out. We got loads of time for guys to get healthy. All that stuff. That's the preface for all this. But some of these things that we're seeing are very, very alarming. Like stuff that cannot continue and needs to be addressed immediately so that it does not continue. And I think first and foremost for the Raptors is the defensive side of the ball. I mean, here I was just a few days ago hyping up the change in mentality for the team right before they played their second game of the season against the Bucks, and I was hyping up their defense, hyping up the change in mentality, and all that's great. All of like the mentality changes are great, and I'm happy that they're buying into this defense first mentality. But also, if you want to buy into your defense first mentality and your work ethic, you need to actually like play good defense and work hard on the floor. And certainly against the Mavericks, but also a little bit against the Milwaukee Bucks, that was not the case for the Raptors. Like, good tweet here from William Liu, who said the Raptors don't even have the fundamentals down for a team that prides itself on defense. So many transition baskets allowed and no help when they get beat off the dribble. Like, yeah, we saw that in droves in both of these games. Josh Lewenberg of TSN brought up that they gave up 10 dunks and 5 layups in the second half alone, not something that they can accept. 15 easy buckets right at the rim in the second half alone of that game. And now they're about to play against Victor Wembanyama, a completely different beast. Like, we've seen this guy get like near quadruple doubles against us. We saw this guy get a triple double with blocks against the Raptors previously. So like you need to have these things sorted out and addressed, and you can't go on with things like this. Like, here's a play from the game against the Dallas Mavericks, and Barnes is not the biggest problem on defense for sure, but like, this is a guy who's starting his max contract, right? This is a guy who's supposed to be the leader of your team. Like, here's Scotty Barnes, too busy arguing with the refs to pick up Najee Marshall cutting to the rim and gives up an easy basket. Like that's just completely inexcusable, no matter who it is, let alone for a guy on a max contract. Too busy arguing with the refs while a play is in motion, and they gave up an easy basket as a result. Like that's so infuriating and completely inexcusable, and I certainly would hope is addressed by the coaching staff. Like, this is a team that is priding itself on its work ethic and defense, doing things like, and that is like the leader of the team doing things like that. Like just completely unforgivable on something like that. The amount of times they were beat in transition on fast breaks was ridiculous. Like, you just cannot possibly claim defense and play like this. Now, going further down where things went wrong, the Raptors cannot stop opposition bigs. Like, they just have no answer for opposition bigs. And a big reason why is the play of Jakob Poeltl. He has been very, very much given a ton of criticism on social media. And part of it is valid, but I think it's also fair to say, and there was a comment that said this. It was from Spartan Thorn, who said, I'm pretty sure Yak is dealing with a bad back. He looks like he's playing at 6%. That's got to be what it is. Like, we saw Jakob Poeltl last season and how well he played for the Raptors, particularly the defensive end of the floor. And he's not himself right now. And it is absolutely showing. He's very slow out there. He was getting beaten like very easily by the likes of D'Angelo Russell and Cole Anthony when he had to defend them in space. But he was getting beat up by opposition bigs as well. Jakob Poeltl's clearly hurt. And, you know, as much as like you wanted to step up, it's tough to say, like, with his health condition right now, And as much as like Mamu Kelishvili with a good signing and he's playing well for the Raptors, that's the guy he signed to be a backup big. Like, it's still a very glaring issue that beyond Jakob Poeltl, there's no rim protection on this team. So when Jakob Poeltl is hurt, and we've seen in the past few years he's missed some games, like, what are you supposed to do? Are you just supposed to completely give up on being able to protect the rim because this guy is hurt or this guy's not playing at 100%? Like, how for years have we still not addressed the need for some backup rim protection on the team? And like, don't even give me like the Christian Koloko thing or the Ulrich Shamshay thing, as much as those are horrible things that happen to the organization and to the players especially. But like, neither of those guys were equipped to be playing like big NBA minutes at the time that they left the teams. So that's not even an excuse either. They still haven't been able to address in those areas. But beyond that, like, RJ Barrett still hasn't improved defensively. Grady Dick still hasn't improved defensively. Emmanuel Quickley has been awful on defense to start this season, and we'll touch a lot more on Emmanuel Quickley because, like, my God, has he been terrible out the gate for the Raptors this season. It's just, this is the season that we started the season this year by saying, like, there's no more excuses here. Like this is the time to show up. Like, this is IQ's second year of his $32.5 million per year contract. This is Scotty Barnes starting his max contract year. This is Brandon Ingram trying to prove to the league how good of a player he can be, trying to prove he's worth the money we gave him. RJ Barrett trying to prove what his worth is in the league with a contract year looming in the near future. Jakob Poeltl trying to prove he's worth his contract. Darko Rajakovic, third year. It's time to start winning games. And this guy still can't put together a solid defense on a consistent enough basis. Like, there's no more excuses. Like, this stuff needs to be fixed. And we've given these people a lot of time. Like, Barnes was poor last season. We're giving these people time, and there's been good things there. But, like, again, it's not as much Barnes, but, like, that play there I showcased. Completely leaving Najee Marshall because he's too busy arguing with the refs. It's Emmanuel Quickley still not improving on defense, and he cannot hit a fucking three to save his life to start the season. There's a whole lot of time to fix these things, but they need to, like I said, these need to be sorted out early because we cannot go in a hole here. We cannot get in this sort of state at the start of the season at all. Like look at the status of D'Angelo Russell box scores to start the season. Like, this is just, like, this is including pre, but this is just, like, ridiculous. Like, you're letting a guy who scored zero, like, well, maybe, probably not a lot of minutes there, granted, but 1 points. 6, and 1 points. 1 point, 2 rebounds, 3 assists in his last game against the Wizards. The Dallas Mavericks lost to the Wizards. Wizards are awful. Then he puts up 24 fucking points against the Raptors. Like, that's just crazy. That's just crazy. So we need to get these things sorted out soon. And hey, there's a lot of time to get these things sorted out. But, like, you cannot let yourself get into this state early and let this stuff fester. Like, it's just so confusing. It's so hard to also, like, evaluate some of these games. Because, like you had this, like, this game where Barnes was 13 of 24 with 33 points. Like, that's amazing. Brandon Ingram, 10 of 16 with 22 points. That's great. Barrett was 7 of 13 with 16 points. Like, it's so difficult to actually, like, dissect these games. Mamu Kelishvili, 6 of 8, 16 points. It's so difficult to, like, dissect these games because it's just so hot and cold all the time. Like how do you even evaluate this where sometimes the offense looks fantastic in flow, everyone's in rhythm, they're moving the ball well, great movement. And then sometimes it looks completely stagnant, like they cannot move the ball whatsoever. It's just an absolute mess. And then defensively, sometimes they're rotating like crazy. They're being super aggressive. They're wreaking havoc there. And then other times that they can't get anyone to play help defense. They can't get a single stop. They're getting beat consistently in transition. Like, these are all within the same game. It's like the weather in Toronto where it's hot and then it's freezing and then it's raining and then it's hot again. I was like, how can it just be so different so often in such a small sample size? A lot of this stuff needs to get sorted. It's not on like one individual person. A lot of people need to get fixed up. But, like, man, like, whoever it is in the coach, like, people want to blame Pat Delaney because he's the guy supposedly in charge of defense. Like, okay, sure, but also the head coach needs to take responsibility. Also, like, your $32.5 million point guard needs to take responsibility. He did on Friday, and then he was even worse in that game against the Dallas Mavericks. So, like, a lot of people need to hold themselves accountable within this team, but it's just like we're 3 games in and we already have to have these conversations after all the talk in the offseason. It is frustrating. I still think that there's, a lot of time to get this sorted, like I said, but worrying signs. Definitely worrying signs that can turn around, but I think, I held the expectation that was, just above 50-50 chance the Raptors make the playoffs. I think I was a little bit lower on the spectrum compared to other Raptors fans there, and I think it was a bit of a maybe this is too aggressive a term, but it was a little bit of a rude awakening, I think, for some fans to see that there still are some deficiencies with the team that do need to get sorted out.